So in this video, I'm going to give you some examples of formulas, and I'm even going to give you the mineral names. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our rules and classify those minerals into the various different. So we'll start out with the first one. And so it's called biotite. It's a type of mica. So actually think of it as biotite mica. So I look into the formula, and it's very complex, but I see silicon and I see oxygen. And so right away, silicon with oxygen, I know that that's a silicate mineral. For the next one, calcite, CaCO3, I see carbon and I see oxygen. So if you see carbon with oxygen, you know that it's a carbonate mineral. So calcite belongs to the carbonate family. In the next mineral, it's called cinnabar. I see a metal, and this metal happens to be mercury with sulfur, so I know that cinnabar belongs to the sulfide family. The next mineral is corundum, and I see a metal called aluminum with oxygen. And anytime you get a metal with a oxygen, it is a oxide mineral, so corundum belongs to the oxide family. The next one, we just have carbon and carbon only. And in this particular case, the carbon is in a mineral called diamond. And so because carbon is by itself, it belongs to the family or to the group called native elements. In this particular case, for the next one, we see fluorine, which is a group 17 element with a metal called calcium. So that belongs to the halide family. So that's fluorite. And the next mineral, I see an S and I see an O. That tells me that this mineral belongs to the sulfate mineral group, and the mineral is called gypsum. The next mineral, olivine, I see an Si, which is silicon, with an oxygen. So silicon with oxygen tells me that olivine is a silicate mineral. When I look at the next one, I see silicon and I see oxygen, which tells me that talc is a silicate mineral. The next mineral, quartz, is silicon with oxygen, so I know right away that quartz belongs to the silicate mineral group. The next one is pyrite. I see a metal with sulfur, so a metal with sulfur tells me that this particular mineral, pyrite, belongs to the sulfide family. The next one, I see a metal with an oxygen. That tells me that it's an oxide mineral, so magnetite is an oxide mineral. The next one is halite. Halite is when you get a group 17 element with a metal. So in this particular case, the metal is sodium and the halogen is Cl. So that is how we use our rules, look at the formulas, and classify different minerals into different, which is not a mineral. Calcite is a mineral, potassium feldspar is a mineral, quartz is a mineral, sugar is not a mineral. This is not a multiple choice that would show up on the public exam. Multiple choice never, very rarely actually, to never use the word not. Matching also probably would not be done on the public exam. So when I look at this first one, CaCO3, I see a carbon and an oxygen, so right away I know that it's a carbonate mineral. The next one, I see a metal with oxygen, so I know it's an oxide. The next one, I see a metal with sulfur, so I know it's a sulfide. The next one, I see silicon with oxygen, tells me it's a silicate. The next one is silicon with oxygen, tells me that it's also a silicate.